To you with my man Jared after a fantastic workout. It was just wellness workout time. We just finished the workout, but we're going to tell you what we did. We didn't want to do it live because it took a while, and we're not going to sit here and do like a 45-minute, hour type workout, right? But we're going to get through it and show you some of the moves so you can do this at home, even if you don't have the same exact equipment. It was a good workout. We felt it. Yeah, we found it pretty good. So the first thing we did, which I can't even lift anything right now, was this. So this is interesting because this bar, this bar has these different grips. It's the hammer grips like that. Now you don't need that, but you know what I was doing was going with the wide grip. Now if that gets too hard for you, what you can do is you can bring the grip in. You'll be more directly under the weight, and that'll help, right? Maybe the hardest way would be doing it out here, analogous to, say, doing a pull-up all the way out here, versus nice and tight would be easier, right? Now, a pushing motion that would be harder with would be something like a bench press. So obviously closer would be harder, but all the way wider would be harder. Shoulder width apart is typically the easiest, fun fact, you know, about stuff, right? Because you're right under it. So first we pick this up, boom, press. Circuit. We went right to the next thing, and that was a front raise with this. So I guess I'll try and demonstrate it, but I literally can't lift anything. This was the first, right? So this is another lesson. If you fall like that, make sure you're stable. Come up and back. Now, on the way down, careful to use the legs, right? You don't want to just whip down. Don't let the weight yank you down. And when you're doing the press, don't arch your back too much. Why? You're compressing the posterior portion of your spine, right? You'll be compressing the facets. You'll be jamming them, which are like roof shingles that lock in at each level in your back of the vertebra, right? So you don't want to be doing that. But you also don't want to fall forward. Right, but if you're going to go anyway, come forward and just let the weight go forward. Don't let it yank you down. Second thing we did was a front raise. So we had it like this. Now I recommend some clips. So we kind of ran out of clips, so I didn't have enough to use here. But you're here and you're front raise, right? So it's not this, right? It's not this. Right? It's straight up, and this is falling off, but whatever. Straight up, again, make sure you're careful on the ascent and descent of the workout. That's when people typically get hurt, right? It's not the fluid motion in the middle of a set. You know, and that's why it's so important for a spotter to make sure that the person is moving the entire time, right? You don't want them to stop and have to jerk to get the weight going, because that's when you get hurt. And you get hurt when you try to pick this up at some weird angle and you're not paying attention, or you're putting this weight down and you're lackadaisical. You know, that's not the time to be laissez-faire, right? So the next thing we did was an upright row, and the upright row, we have another V curl bar here. Now, fortunate, a gym was going out of business and I could get all this stuff, so we were able to do this today at home. But gyms typically have all this equipment unless it's Planet Fitness. But they have enough that you could do something like this. And I'm close grip here. Now, you know something interesting with this? You know, make sure with the upright row, which is like that, right? Now, don't be afraid to kind of come up and back a little into you like that, because it can be uncomfortable for somebody to just sit there like this, stuck in internal rotation, as we say, the shoulder. Can be awkward, so don't be afraid to externally rotate at the top, but try to get it up to the chin. And that's the goal there. And if you come down slow, that's more for hypertrophy. That's a slow eccentric or negative form of the movement, and that's more towards, you know, building size for the muscle. But if you're going for performance, you wouldn't do that right in the beginning, right? You're going to waste energy doing that. You don't come down so quick that it's going to jerk you, but you don't come down super slow to waste energy either, right? So what's interesting with this is, now look at these plates. look if these plates are really close. What can happen to my elbows? I pull it up, they like bang on this, right? You know, so what actually could be pretty cool. You know, I wouldn't have enough clips to do this. Tilt it a little so it's straight.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
So it's so curvy, but it's all right as long as it's in there. Thank
It
you.
is.
I appreciate you. Jared's the man helping me out for this, and we had a fantastic workout. So you know, you could put this. What you could do actually is put one clip on about here, put the weight on, and then another clip to keep the weight off actually a little bit, so it can't go either way. And that'll give you room for the elbows. So, fun fact, I mean, it's, you know, I never really saw that online. It just makes sense. So, the last thing we did was this. I call them revolutions. You could call them whatever the hell you want. But we pick this thing up and we go around, bring it around town. Bring it around town. And this and that, and this and that, and that. You ever see SpongeBob?
Yes, I
He's
will.
blowing the bubbles. Yeah, I love that. That's one of the best episodes ever. You can get, you can push it out. You can come in. You can do this, right? But we were just doing the revolutions, and I think if you focus on this part where you kind of push up here and around, now don't let it hit your head, obviously, right? And you come and you push up and around like that, and you don't let it fall here, so you remain in some flexion here. Makes it a little bit harder, right? So I think that's a great way to do that. And the last thing we ended with was really effed up. It was not good in the best way. So we had 2 light weights.
I had to use rocks.
And so, yeah. So this is great. This is a great lesson. You know, what happens if you run out of weights? Or two examples here, actually. So we didn't have, right? We didn't have between, you could come in if you want.
Between 10 and
we didn't have between, yeah, what was it? It was a 10 and a 25, right? So we didn't have between a 10 and a 25. And Jared was doing the, you know, around, which, by the way, the weight doesn't matter. It's just if you push yourself to the same degree as someone who you're working out with, or the hardest degree you can while not getting hurt, right? That's what's important. Doesn't matter if it's day 1 or day 9,000 in the gym for you, right? It's just about the same level of intensity, okay? So if I worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would do half the weight, but I would work as hard as him, you know? At least I would do my best to. So, you know, we didn't have any plates left or anything, but, you know, this bar, this bar is, you know, 17 pounds, 15. It was a nice medium, so he could do it with the bar. To be careful not to, you know, right. You don't have to be so cookie cutter about everything. You don't need a plate necessarily. It's the principle. You just got to understand that this was the important part of that motion, right? So if you could, you know, without banging your head on something. So then, again, this is the best, dude. I love this. So we ran out of fives. Or no, we had fives, right? But we were doing this. So coming up, going, and I had 10s, you know, I was dying. Like this, coming like this, and we started doing 2 arms at once, coming out all the way. The screen gets smaller. Coming out all the way, and then we would turn the hands. We'd pronate, same thing. Now look, we're not up here resting, and we're not down here resting. We're just below and above 90 degrees, and this is a great burnout at the end. So we did that other circuit, all those, what was it, 4 moves?
Yep.
We did them 5 times. So we did them all in a row first, right? And then we'd take probably 3 or 4 minutes, I would closer to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then do it again, all right? So we had ample rest that when we did that first press again, you had enough energy to get something out of it, productive, right? To still be able to get a decent amount of reps with heavy weight and to test yourself. So we had them like this, right? So what we did was one guy would go, right, until they couldn't do any more, and your arms start to fall, and then you gotta hold the weights, and then the other guy goes right away. And of course, we were able to go a shorter and shorter time period each time because we're getting more tired, and we just did a lot of stuff, right? So 20 sets to be exact. So we're getting tired. And when we ran out of the 5s, after we couldn't do it with the 5s, then we dropped to rocks. You can always find something to do it with. You don't need a gym. You don't need a trainer. You don't need anyone. You don't need us. You only need yourself. And that's the whole message of When Wellness. That's always what it's been about from day one, right? So we just give you the tools to independently do that on your own, right? So we found some rocks. So what are you going to do, though, if you find rocks? You're going to switch the next set.
Before you step on.
These probably don't, I appreciate that, man. They don't weigh the same, right? But they got the job done. We got it done. And it was fantastic. Absolute pleasure. Jared is the man. He worked his ass off today, and it was phenomenal, right?
Thank you. I appreciate
so
it.
You feel it, right? You feel the burn.
Absolutely. Again, as long as
like,
you're, like you say, as long as you're pushing yourself as hard as you can.
Right.
He's doing this, whatever weight that is, and I'm using like tens, but I'm still pushing myself as hard as I can.
It's the rep, aim, goal, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't sacrifice form for a rep, right? But he didn't sacrifice, how hard he was working. He still worked hard the entire time. So Jared's first When Wellness workout was a pre-When Wellness workout. But it was great, yeah. But guys, have a fantastic rest of your night. That's all we got for you. Happy When Wellness. I hope you go try this at home, and it was really fun. We had a great time. So I'm sure we'll do something like this again soon. Who do we got on here? Let's say hello to the people, and we'll get out of here. Abel Wolf. Who's your brother? Just say your brother, who it is, and I'll keep going through people. Josh, what's up, man? He likes, well, it's workout time. Nick? What up, Nick? How you doing? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you do this workout and it murders you like it murdered us in a great way without you getting hurt and just getting stronger. Yeah, hope that happens. Sweat it out time. That's Josh, love you, man. Abel Wolf. Lou Way, is it his birthday today, your brother? Happy birthday, Nick, if it's your birthday. Sandia, Gentje Chef, Thomas the Maya, Coast Vaden, Louis Taxic, Alexander August 23, Mano Salva. You have an Instagram?
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate social media. We just use this is an avenue
I haven't
to reach
used
people.
My Instagram in a rather long time.
Yeah, good for
I do
you.
have one though.
Good for you. Antonio B, Carsquero, Junior J Castillo. We're going to have a website soon, by the way, where all the videos will be posted. And you guys can search on a search engine workouts. Ooh. We did, the first year was a workout every day for 365 days. Wow. And they were all different workouts with no equipment at home, like backpacks and stuff. Like, so it was fun.
That's cool.
But, there, core day and, shoulder day and all this stuff. So you'll be able to search on the website, like core day, and they'll all come up.
That's amazing.
It's going to be sick. It's going to be cool. What up, CC Longren, Tavoda, Lashia RM, Tim Cook, Jason, JC, Ralph's Greer, Queen V, how are you, my love? Brian, what's up, man? You remember Brian? He was a PTA and got in real good shape with the physical therapist. He was a physical therapist there. That's your guy. Holly, what's up? And Dave and May. Yeah, it was his birthday? Hell yeah. Happy birthday, Nick. Your day in the book of When Wellness. Hope you enjoyed it, my friend. Really, we're definitely going to give the day to Jared here. He 100%. It's his first day in the book of When Wellness. And I know we'll have some more,
Absolutely.
Sometimes Mickey. Have a fantastic rest of your night. That's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great night. Happy When Wellness. Thanks.